this is Sonja from My Happy Space. Welcome back at my channel. Today I'm going to do a Ella Roetz entry, and the theme for this month is all the names of Jesus and who he is, like he's the light of the world or he's the bread of life. So I decided to use this cute little one with the lambs. I love that font, and obviously it's in John 8 verse 12, and then it's got this fun pattern paper at the back. I printed that on cardstock and the pattern paper on normal paper because I want to use this as a background, and it just helps me not having my Bible so bulky. So I'm thinking of using a stencil, also sort of a brick stencil, to give it a background for these lambs. But yeah, I'm going to fussy cut this now, and then I'm going to put you on fast forward and we're going to put this page together. Okay, so while you watch me fussy cut this page and also do the background, I'm just quickly going to read you the verse. As I said, this in John 8 verse 12, it says, I am the light of the world. Again, Jesus spoke to them saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. And that is so beautiful. I think we sometimes forget what it is to be in darkness. And sometimes when we don't have electricity, maybe it doesn't happen often with you, but here in South Africa, it sometimes happens that we don't have electricity. And when you're in darkness, you don't know where to go and what the right thing is to do. You bumped into things, and it just makes you unsure. It makes you wonder what is going to happen. And having light just bring clarity, and it bring truth to the situation. You see it in perspective. You see what is right, what is there, and what is not there. And I think it's so important to understand that Jesus is the light of the world. Without him, you are in darkness. Without him, there is no hope. Without the light of the world, we won't be able to see what is truth, where to go and what to do and what direction to take in. And ultimately, he gives us the way to live our life, the path of life. And the path of life is salvation. I think that is so important to remember that without Jesus, you can live your life here on earth, and you can think you live a good life, and you can think you live a purposeful life and a meaningful life, but you're still in darkness because you don't know the light of the world, the one who points us to God and show us where to go and how to have salvation through Jesus Christ, which is the light of the world. And I think it's interesting that Jesus, often his miracles was giving sight to the blind. And I remember that one miracle he did with the young man. He gave him sight, and there was sort of a fight between his parents and the Pharisees. And they asked him, and he said, all I know is I was blind, and now I can see. And that's such a beautiful picture. We were blind, and now we can see. And that's also something we can tell people. I don't understand. I don't have all the answers, but all I know is I was blind, but now I can clearly see who Jesus is. So in the meantime, if you've seen, I've backed these lamps or lampshades on the paper that was provided, and I've done my background. I love how that turned out. So now I'm just spreading it over the page in various sizes and heights and things like that. I love these lamps. It reminds me of the lamps you will see maybe in your grandparents or even your parents' home. Or I think actually these type of lamps is coming back in fashion again. These old-fashioned lamps. I love that light of the world, that big bold statement there at the top. So I've decided just to create a little bit of interest. I'm going to emboss some stars. I wanted to create sort of a light shining out of the stars. I didn't really have the right stamp to do. I don't do often embossing. First of all, I think I have more like a heat gun than an embossing gun. So my embossing doesn't always turn out well. And another thing I have is this, I've got this rose gold. It's sort of a matte gold, and it doesn't really give a nice shine. I really need to get myself sort of more sparkling gold. So I did emboss at the end, but I won't say it's sparkling, but I just wanted to try something else for a change. I haven't done embossing for a while. Thought it was a perfect situation just to give a little bit of sparkles. Obviously, maybe these stars is not the most perfect stamp to use to create some light and sparkle, but I just thought it was fun. So it also didn't come out very clear. The one thing I don't have is I don't have a power tool. So often, obviously, you need to make sure there is no dirt or anything on the paper, so the embossing doesn't stick to that. So yeah, I don't have a power tool, but I think actually, maybe in the future, what I will do is I'll put some powder, baby powder on there and just shake it up very well so it creates, it doesn't have anything on it, so the embossing might work a little bit better. But for this purpose, and doesn't really matter because it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just to create the idea of there is some light shining through there. So this completes my entry for this day. I will leave the details or the printables down below if you want to pick it up. As I said, it's all about the characters of Jesus, who he is, what he stands for. So remember to like this video if you liked what you saw, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd really love it if you do. You must have a fantastic week, and I'm speaking to you soon. Lots of love.